Hello. Welcome to the Cheap Audio Man Wednesday afternoon live stream. We're doing something different today, everybody. Let's see who's on. Is there anybody on? At least I started the broadcast this time. Last time I just was talking for over a minute without realizing that I had not gone live yet. Double A. Let's go, Randy. Live reviews? Question mark, exclamation. Live reviews? Yes, live reviews. Oh, yeah. Jason W. Oh, we're on, baby. A pellet brief be damned. Yeah. I got a buddy whose nickname or his name's Jason W. I don't know. Is it Wallace? Is your last name Wallace? Be cool if it was. Hey, my goodness. Look at all of the comments. Where's your coffee? I have an older cup right here. Hold on. It's from this morning. Yeah, it's pretty bitter. Yeah, it sticks with you too, the bitterness. Your favorite realtor, Christopher Francis. Favorite realtor. Oh, that's your name, your favorite realtor. You're not saying you're my favorite realtor. Christopher Francis, everybody, for your real estate needs. Scott Baylor, Sith Audio sponsoring this bad boy, or did you upgrade? No, I actually have two sponsors for this live stream. One, glad you mentioned that, Scott. Thank you. Nice segue. Scott's providing the segues today. Periapt cables. Okay, look at this thing. Look at these beasts. They really tied these down. Periapt Cables is a company outside, or I don't know why I said outside. It's a company from, it's Kansas. I almost said Des Moines, Kansas, but that's not right. Wichita, Kansas is where they're out of. Look at the size of these speaker wires. All right, look at these. Yeah. Look how pretty they are. And these are nice. So that's the thing. They only sent me one. Hey, Periapt. I can't really use one set of speaker cables. It's not one set, one speaker cable. All right. I might need another one, gents. All right. This is 6-footer. 6-footer. Periapt cables. Hold on. Let me share that thing. All right. And there we go. Periapt cables. This is the RCA cable. They sent me a 3.5 millimeter to RCA cable. I think I need to talk to them. No, this is not a 3. They sent me, I have no idea what they sent me. So this looks like a 3.5 to two 3.5s. All right. Periapt cables. They're running a deal for Labor Day. I don't know if they're running a deal anymore. Anyway, that's sponsor number 1. Okay. We're done with that one. There we go. Powered speakers from Uturn Audio? Yes, Sam. For sure. John, they want to AB them. For sure. LOL. Love that photo, John. A very nice photo of you. You look way better in that photo than you do in real life. I'm kidding, John. I'm kidding. It's a nice photo, though. Yeah. Look at that. Look how handsome John looks. Looks like he's getting ready to go on set to record a television show. Jason Shabler, just cut in half. I could do that. I could just cut it right in half. I don't have a ton of need for 3-foot speaker cables. Wayne Bardo. Hi, Randy from Nashville. Hey, Wayne. Look at you sitting out there in the middle of nowhere on an easy chair. Looks like you're at a missile range. Looks like you're attending some type of military. I don't know, like they're presenting some new type of military weapon, and you're just sitting out there waiting for something to explode. Audio pythons, yes, that's a speaker cable fail. I just opened the box. Maybe there's another one in there. Cut it in two. All right. Yep. Then you have it. Okay. Hey, Matt. How are you? So today, greetings from Lawn Guy Lund. Hey, Frank. Hey, there's Steve Zeidman. Can you see the screen, Steve? Are your eyes dilated? I got my eyes dilated one time, and then they let me drive home afterwards. I made it, but it wasn't recommended. Rock chair in Zion National Park. I didn't know they did missile testing in Zion National Park. That's cool. You'd think they'd want to protect the national park. Who can use a 6-foot speaker cable anyway, unless U amp is in center? Laugh out loud. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, I could use them. Also, this could be just a demo. Like, hey, this is what it is. I'm showing it to you. So yeah. Bill McCaslin. Love the channel. Love you, Bill. Look at you. Got your hookah. Just blowing a big old thing of smoke out of there. Class A Ire Hall. Hey to you. Alan, good to see you, Chief. Good to see you, Alan. Alan's beard is looking good. Greetings from Evans, Georgia. What's up, Rip? Rip, be careful of the rip tide. If you get out there, swim parallel to the shore and then angle in just a little bit. Otherwise, it's going to take you all the way out. We got a nice t-shirt from, looks like, those look like the melatonin gummies I give my children to go to sleep, except those are only red. Thank you, D1N02. Watching from my van on top of the mountain in Virginia City, Nevada. Love the show. Fantastic. Is that near Reno? I was out to Reno one time. Reno was a really cool place. I got a kick out of it. Travis, thank you. Thanks to you and your knowledge. I just bought a B1 Plus TA1 and new 12-inch XS12 Woofer, a worthy computer speaker upgrade from the Pro Media 2.1 Klipsch. It's effing amazing. It sounds like a pretty big upgrade, my man. B1 Plus TA1. I mean, that's not even, like, you could use that in the living room. And 12-inch XS12. I haven't even heard their new subwoofers. I have not heard them. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. The biggest little city. That's right. Loved Reno. Riptide Undertow is no joke in Michigan. Kills many every year. Ben always comes in here with a trauma and goes, wah, wah. Ben's like, Riptide. There's nothing funny about a riptide, Ben. Ben's taking the energy level from here, and then we're bringing it right down to here. I love you, Ben. You know that, right? I absolutely love you, Ben. I am in a pinch if I need to place my speakers angled and close to the wall. If I need to place my speakers angled close to a wall. No, I don't think so. I've got speakers in a corner upstairs. So if you have balance control, you can compensate with balance control. You can also compensate by pushing some speakers back, moving some forward. If they're rear ported, you can have some bass issues, but you can always plug the ports. So you get some options. So yeah. There's a good question. Any power conditioner that you like and trust? I have no horse in the race when it comes to power conditioners. However, I do own two, but they're Pro Audio. I can't even remember what the name is. Bought them on Amazon. some pro audio thing. Anyways, got some filter. They're $60, and fundamentally, it's just a big, like, not extension. Well, it kind of is an extension cord, but it was like a surge protector type of deal. Had like 8 outlets on there. So I figured, what the heck? It's built very well and has some surge protection. Why does it escape me? I don't know. Anyway, someone in the comments, Furman, that's it. Furman. Bob's got his LinkedIn profile picture up here, looking good. I'd buy some real estate from John Boysen. I would trust John to sell me a variety of things. Any budget amp suggestion for the LS50 Meta? Oh gosh, no. If you talk to any of the LS50/LS50 Meta fans, you're going to need to spend thousands of dollars on an amplifier to get the best out of that speaker. At least that's what was regurgitated over and over again in the comments whenever I do a video about anything KEF LS50 related. So budget and LS50 amp all in the same sentence? Probably not. I mean, I guess you could probably use like the Emotiva A2. Probably. That's $550. But who knows? I mean, I'm not the guy to talk to about the KEF LS50. Yay! Which phono preamp are you using with the Metallica turntable? Ooh, it's a really good, very expensive, very exclusive Fozzy Audio tube phono preamp. It doesn't even have the model number on it. It's like the Phono Box or something like that. It's a whopping $77. It's actually really, really good. I really, really like it. I really, really like it. I think it sounds great. Okay. Here you go. Chuck Frankenstein says he got the Azure 851 for a measly $599. Sounds amazing. Sounded amazing. There you go. Get that one. But usually when I hear budget, like, I'm thinking less than 300. But I mean, budget is relative, right? Right. Have you tried the Topping PA3's amp? I think I tried the PA5. I don't think I tried the PA3. Guillermo. Hey, Randy, I just bought some Klipsch Forte 4s and love them. They're 3 times more expensive than my Klipsch RP 8000Fs, but I'm not getting a performance 4 times better. Any opinions on diminishing returns? Listen, I have heard the Fortes in, I guess you would call it a showroom, if you can really call it a showroom, because they didn't even have them in stock. Don't get me started on that. Anyway, they're really good, but like, I don't know what I'm hearing because it's their room on their amps. So, I mean, yeah, diminishing returns is a thing, but something like that Forte, I mean, that's a special speaker. You got that huge passive radiator on the back. Ultimately, though, it's up to you. So I think some of the money that you are putting into that speaker is also kind of for their history and their build quality and the fact that it's built in the US, amongst a lot of other things. So I don't know. I mean, I would love to have the Fortes and AB them against the RP 8000F, but I don't have either of them. But yeah, diminishing returns is a thing, but it's also like everything is so nuanced and so different. It's hard to put value on the differences. And that's ultimately up to you. And that's the one thing I've learned is like, there are speakers that are better for me personally, but saying this is the best speaker at a certain price, even though I do it all the time in titles, doesn't really apply because everybody's different. Everybody has, different proclivities. So yeah. TB, you want to talk budget? Question mark with some type of emoji with one eyebrow up. I'm currently using the Topping PA3S. Jim here. Pretty clean, just not too powerful. Runs my Sony SSC CS5s. Great, though. Awesome. All right. We have 365 people in here. I thought it would be fun if we did something a little bit different, and that is to do a review live. So any questions can be done real time. We can discuss things real time. You remember those books, Choose Your Own Adventure? If you're of a certain age, you'll remember these books called Choose Your Own Adventure. If you know those, pop it in the comments. Choose Your Own Adventure. Hey, Todd, right here. Just got my J2 AK. I'm very, very impressed with it. Outstanding value. Compares surprisingly favorably with my 2 more expensive R2R DACs. Todd, I'm glad you love it. That makes me happy. Okay. Choose Your Own Adventure. Eddie does. Hound Stuff. I know those. Matt says, I love those books. That's right. Chris has quite a few of them. I can know. Yes. John Shepler. Oh, yes. Best books. DB. I remember. Oh, yes. Yes. Best books. Okay. Mad Lives. Okay. So if you're not familiar with Choose Your Own Adventure, it was books that kids would read. I think I was probably 9, maybe 10. And you would read a portion of the book, and then there would be a decision. Like, let's say a kid's going into a cave, right? And there's 2 caves. There's one on the left. I almost said left. One on the left, one on the light. One on the left, one on the right. And it would say, do you want to go into the right cave, or do you want to go into the left cave? And whichever one would be a different page. And then you'd turn to that page, and then there would be a different storyline. So kind of cheesy, but a lot of fun. So today we're going to do a choose your own review type of a thing with this speaker. And then there's something else that I want to talk about too. Now, I imagine, just like we got right now, there's a super chat. Okay. I'm going to do my best to get to as many comments as I can. Super chats, super stickers are going to get priority, obviously. So Sprung Nickel, $5. I have an 8-inch or 8 monoprice sub for $48. Audio Engine A2 Plus for my PC. I'd like DAC, USB, volume knob, sub out, RCA outs to powered speakers. Recommendation. Okay, let me see if I can get this right. I have an 8-inch monoprice sub. Yes. Audio Engine A2 Plus for my PC. Is that an amp? Hold on just a second. Audio Engine A2 Plus. I've never reviewed or anything. A2 Plus. I've been it right. A2 Plus. Okay. Okay, so you got some wired speakers. Wired powered speakers. Okay. All right. I'd like DAC, USB, volume knob, sub out, RCA outs to powered speakers. Recommendations. I don't know if you're going to get all that, but the DAC, most of the SMSL, topping, those DACs have volume control, a remote, obviously a DAC, USB input. So yeah, the sub output, that's not always an easy one. So anyway, we're going to put a pin in that. But yeah, I think I gave it away. I had an SMSL SU9N that was really good. The SU8S is pretty good. Topping E50 is very good. Let's see. SMSL M500 Mark II. That was good. It depends on your budget too. For the more budget focused ones, the E50, topping E50 is really good. It's a really good DAC. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get to as many comments as I can. We're going to start this review. All right. Let's see if I can do this where I don't knock over the microphone. So back here, it's a Uturn. This is a powered speaker. Uturn Ethos. All right. And this is what it looks like. This is a fairly small speaker. So this is a 4-inch Woofer. And then there's a volume knob. Easy, Randy. Easy. Right here. Right here. On the left speaker. Okay. The volume knob is actually very, very good. Knurled, very high quality knob. Okay. And then that's the power. So you just turn it like that, and then you turn it on. The interesting things about, or one of the interesting things about the speaker, it's class AB. So it's powered, but it's actually class AB. Inside, there's a toroidal transformer. Here, let me share it. We're going to do that. And then we're going to go here. Okay. So inside, here, I'm going to take you off. Where are you at? Sprung nickel? I can't undo your thing. I'm using you. Okay. All right. I guess we're just going to have to leave that up there. I don't know how to, oh, there it is. Show. And then, okay, here we go. All right. So look at what it says. It says old school analog power that fits on your bookshelf. So there are, it looks like 3 different colors. You got your black, you got your white, and then you got some type of wood here. So the wood, $550. Black and the white, $450. Okay, designed and assembled in Woburn, Massachusetts. Okay, so they are putting these together. And I'm going to say putting these together because these look very similar to some other powered speakers that I've had in there, including the port there on the back. So I think it's awesome that these are being made in the US. I think it's awesome they were designed in the US. These, however, look very similar to some of the other powered speakers that I've had. So the woofer is a high excursion woofer. Here's the really special thing, though. Look at this. Class AB architecture. Delivers 80 watts RMS of impactful low distortion amplification. All right. Actually has a toroidal transformer in here. Look at that. So this is not class D. Hold on. I got a super chat down here. I have no idea what this currency is. I'm planning to buy my first ever passive speaker, ELAC UB52 pair with Blue Sound power node. Will it pair well? I don't know the power node. I do have the ELAC UB52s. I don't know the power node very well. I don't. The one thing I don't like about the power node is that it does not have RCA outputs. So you can't really ever add a different amplifier to it. So I can't answer that question, unfortunately. But there is tone controls within the power node. I also don't know what the power node's power rating is off the top of my head. The UB52 is like a bit of juice. And they like a bit of high current juice. Okay. But thank you for the question. We're going to come back to that one here after I get done with the review. All right, boom. All right. So the interesting thing about this speaker is the internal amp is class AB, not class D. And you can kind of tell because it's pretty hefty for a small feature. So also the crossover on this is passive. So really, this is truly like a powered speaker. So there's no DSP going on in here. All right, let's see if we got any questions about this. All right, didn't all active monitor speakers used to be class AB? Mine are. That I don't know. Listen, I'm not a powered speaker guy, or definitely not a powered monitor guy. I have never had monitors in here, so I'm not sure. Here we go. We got a Tannoy question. Doesn't Tannoy make some of the best powered? Again, I've never had some Tannoys in ever. Not a huge like powered speaker guy. Do they sell Uturn in the UK, EU? That I'm not sure. I don't know what their distribution is. Power node is 80 watt hybrid digital. Billy Winsock coming to the rescue. Thank you, Billy. Is that both into 8 and 4? Or just some, because some stuff is like it's 80 watts. Power node is class D, so it has no headroom. It does have RCA out, however, 80 watts per channel. Huh. Maybe it was the previous power node or something like that. Hey, Chris Sauer, work demands my attention again. Just saw you were live and thought I'd pop in. Love the channel. Thanks for the great reviews and advice. Cheers. Thank you, Chris. Chris is awesome. Chris looks angry in a parking lot right there. Like someone just stole Chris's car and he took a selfie to commemorate the occasion. Someone stole my car. Is the one speaker a slave? So yes. So on the back of here, let's just go into the back. On the back here, what you have is speaker binding post, and this is output. So this outputs to the opposite speaker. So both channels of amplification are going on in this speaker. So fundamentally, the amp's in here, 2-channel amp going to the other speaker. All right. So now that we're on the back, let's talk about on the back. All right. So input wise, it's got 2 analog inputs. So it has a pair of RCAs right there. And then underneath there is an auxiliary input. And then all the way over here is an RCA output, which you can do a subwoofer off of, or really anything else that you want to use an RCA output for. It's very well built. So this is all metal. Look at the size of these fasteners, these screws, these Phillips head. So one thing that I cannot complain about is the build quality on these speakers. And then down here you have your power switch and that IEC connector. Okay, that's it on the back. And then up front, again, you have the power knob. And this is the left speaker. Okay. We have any questions about that? Because I do have some comments about this. All right. Okay. It looks like Todd is talking to somebody. Very Yamo looking. Well, Austin, I'll tell you what, it's not Yamo feeling. That's for sure. These things are built well. I wonder what this weighs. Let's go over and see if there's any specs on here. Here we go. It doesn't say how much it weighs, but they're heavy. All right, so you got 1 silk dome, 1-inch silk dome tweeter, 4-inch mid bass paper cone, 55 to 20 hertz, and I'll vouch for this 55 hertz low end. It hits it. Oh, there it is. Weight 15.8 pounds total weight. 10 pounds is powered, 6 pounds passive. Something that's interesting. So this is going to be like powered speaker week here. It's like Shark Week, only it's powered speaker week. Because tomorrow I'm putting up a video on a set of powered tower speakers. What's interesting is this one with the amp in it, that's 10 pounds, is so I have a pair of tower speakers from Fluence. The tower speaker with the amplifier in it is only 30 pounds. So this, and it's a tower speaker with 2 6.5-inch woofers. This is a third of the weight of a set of tower speakers. Okay. Weight doesn't always equal good, but in this case, I think weight equals good. All right. Very small window to see what you're pointing at. That's true. Let's do this again. Sorry, I was sharing my screen. Okay, so we have line in right there. Line in. We also have an aux in right underneath that. Here's the speaker outputs right next to that. Underneath there is a preamp output. Underneath there is power on off. And then the IEC power connection. It's built very well. So this is brushed, I'm assuming, aluminum on the back end. Big, large Phillips fasteners on the back. Also has aptX Bluetooth. Okay. So 2 analog inputs. Sorry about that. I should have done this better. We're learning here. We're learning. This is all new for us. Learning as we go. Cousin Will, $4.99. Thanks for all your great reviews. Recently bought a new system and speakers. Your content was super helpful, and I love my system at its price. Thanks, Cousin Will. All right. Anybody got any questions about this stuff? Riga Brio R works well. Do we just want to abandon this and then just go back to the regular format here? Greetings from Ireland. 10, is that pounds or euros? I can't remember. Great channel, Randy. Please, P.S. Could you sell that vintage Yamaha to me so I have more? So you have more space. And I think I'm going to get it. I think I'm going to get it serviced. There's a guy, Skylabs Audio in Des Moines, Iowa. He doesn't usually let people send stuff in, but he might help me out with my vintage receiver. Anyway, do you guys want to abandon this review thing and just go back to the normal deal or not? Or do we want to keep going on this review? It's up to you. Because we're not getting a lot of comments in here, so this might not be a good idea. Simon Hackshaw says, great new format and super review info. Thanks, as always, for your time and effort. Thank you, Simon. So we'll hear from a few other people and see if you all want me to keep reviewing this powered speaker. I can wrap it up pretty quick, too, if you want me to. How does the Uturn soundstage and image? Okay. So we're just getting to that. Hold on. Steve Lord, I have a Blue Sound Node, FX Audio tube preamp, monoprice 2x200 power amp, Focal A26s. I rolled the tubes and op amps on the preamp, Sparkos. Would you suggest purchasing a DAC, J2 AKM? Yes. Yeah. AKM's good. All right. What's the price of the speakers again? These are $449 in black. Okay, so that's another thing. Price and remote. Okay. Let me just get into this, all right? Price and remote. No remote control. None. No remote control. 3 inputs, 2 of which are analog. 1 is Bluetooth. And strangely enough, they all play at the same time. So I had a turntable going into here, but this doesn't have a phono preamp either. So I had a phono preamp going into this, and then just out of curiosity, I was like, I wonder if I connect to Bluetooth, because the Bluetooth is just always on, because there's no way to switch the inputs, no input switching. So I did hook up to Bluetooth. I played it, and then I was like, I wonder if the phono if the analog input's going to play too, and it did. So it's party mode. I had Bluetooth going and the analog input. Okay. The other gripe I have. So that's one gripe. So gripe number 1 is no remote control. Gripe number 2 is that there's no input switching. Okay. Gripe number 3, the controls on this now, and this is really me. Okay, so this is all on me, but I get paid to do this, so I might as well tell you what my opinion is. The volume control and the power is on the left speaker. As somebody else said, I would think this would be a desktop situation. Since I'm right-handed and I sit kind of on the right side of my desk, if I'm reaching over, I want it to be the right speaker. Now, there's an easy way around that, which is what I did. I just switched the RCAs. So instead of putting the right RCA into the right channel in here, I just switched it. And then I could have this one as my right speaker and the other one as my left speaker. So that's, it's a little bit of a thing that I don't like, but it's easily remedied. The remote control, though, the lack of a DAC, the lack of a phono preamp might be something that you can't get over, or you don't want to get over for a power speaker. I will say this, though. These do sound very good. They're very, I would say, neutral. And so whoever built these and voiced these did a very good job, because this is a passive speaker in here just with an AB amplifier. So there's no DSP going on. And it makes a ton of bass. And they're built really well. So it's surprising how loud I could get these. But it was also surprising how well they held together at a very loud volume. I'm talking 85 dB in near field listening. So I like them a lot, but they also frustrate me, because I would think that from Uturn, since they're a turntable company, why not have a phono input in here? Because how great would that be? Okay, you just buy a turntable and then you buy these and you're done. But no phono stage in here. No DAC in here either, which I get. I mean, they're not a DAC company. Edric, this works for me, Randy. Suggest you played some non-licensed music for a loudness sound check. I don't have them hooked up, and I'd have to hook up a DAC to them, because this really is just kind of like an amp with some passive speakers with 2 analog inputs and Bluetooth. They sound good, though. They sound really good. Great channel, great review. Love your style. Any thoughts on the new ELAC powered speaker that just came out? So I actually have a pair of those coming. Please keep up the great work. Couldn't figure all this stuff out. If it wasn't for you. Okay, one for you. Thanks. Thank you, Scott Watson. That was very sweet of you. Yeah, apparently everybody is making powered speakers. And I don't love powered speakers. That could be because I like the hunt. I kind of like the, I want to find my amp. I want to find my DAC. I want to find my phono preamp. I want to find my cartridge. That's me. I get people are after convenience, and I get that this may be somewhat of a attractive package for people just getting into the hobby. I'll put it to you this way. I wish this was a bit bigger. If it was a bit bigger, had a 5 1/4 inch woofer, I could probably get past some of like the lack of a phono stage, the lack of remote control, the lack of input switching. I'm very torn about this at the $450 price. If they're $300, maybe. The problem is they sound really good. As far as like powered speakers go, they remind me of the first generation ELAC debut. A little bit on the warm side, but as you bring up the volume, they really kind of liven up, and they sound fantastic. And they just play huge. But if they're just a little bit bigger, 5 1/4 inch woofer, I think that would be like more my style. Jeff Glickman, Randy, when is that much anticipated Gishelli Labs integrated amplifier coming out? Exciting. This fall, sometime this fall. What codec can it use? LDAC, aptX HD, does it say? I think it's aptX only. On the back, it just says aptX. So I don't think it's, let me just share my screen. I don't think that it's aptX HD. And let's go down to specifications, 3-year warranty, MDF, size, Bluetooth. Yeah, just aptX. Just aptX. Now, I'll say this. It sounded fine. Actually pretty good as far as Bluetooth goes. So, like Bluetooth codecs, I used to get wrapped up about Bluetooth codecs, but now it's kind of like it's still all lossy. I'll say one thing though. Like I think AAC, which is what Apple uses, I mean, I can tell a big difference between AAC and LDAC. But I can also tell a big difference between LDAC and AirPlay. So, great segue. Second sponsor today is, of course, the Weem Mini. All right. So Weem is sponsoring this live stream as well as a few other videos this month. I think if you're familiar with my channel, you know how I feel about this product. One of the best values in hi-fi. You get, for a measly $90, one gets Bluetooth. They have AirPlay 2, okay? Then they have a fully functioning streaming platform that rivals that of Bluesound OS. Some would say it's even better because now there's a 10-band EQ within the Weem app. So whole home distributed audio. Think about it this way. You could buy 4 Weem Minis. What is 4 times? That's $360. An external DAC for $250 and be slightly above where like one Bluesound node would come in. Actually, you could buy 3. That would be $270 plus another $250 DAC. That's forced at $520. So yeah, you could buy 3 of those and an external DAC, which you probably should buy an external DAC with the Weem. Yes, you're saving on the. I would view the Weem Mini as you kind of need a DAC if you want high fidelity. If you just want convenience, yeah, just fine. Plug it in 3.5 millimeters. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for the sponsored mentions. I would talk about the Weem Mini anyway. All right, for free. Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that I talk to people about it for free. All right. I would pay more and buy an Atom Audio A4V. Okay. I haven't heard those. I've got a friend that has some Atom Audios. The problem with Atom Audio, is they have a AMT, right? Because I'll say that these Uturns, they image and soundstage really well. So in near field listening here at my desk, like it was nice. And I think you get that more with a soft dome than you will with an AMT or a folded ribbon tweeter, if that makes sense. Image and set. Listen, I have like 0 complaints about how these sound, how they soundstage, how they image. Frankly, I didn't feel the need for a subwoofer, and I had some edifiers, and they were thin. I mean, there was no bass out of them at all, and these weren't like that at all. My gripe with this is, at the price, I wish they had either a phono stage. An HDMI input would be even better. Now, I know we're getting up in price, but the Klipsch 5s are $500 on sale now, and it has an EQ app. So I'm on the fence with these. I love the way they sound. I think they're a bit overpriced. I wish they had a remote control. I wish they had more inputs, that like live inputs, like a phono stage and maybe a DAC. So yeah. If you want a sub option, use a Y splitter, RCA to powered speaker, and 2 to sub, problem solved. Yeah. I'm assuming you're talking about from a source. Yeah. Compared to the Micas, I don't like the Micas. I think, the Micas, are you talking about like the 4-inch ones? The Mica RB42s? That's an 83 dB speaker. Let that sink in for a second. 83 dB speaker, which means they took the tweeter and they just crushed it down to get it to the same efficiency as the woofer. So the Mica RB42s are $150. And to really get those rocking and rolling, you're going to need to spend probably like $350 on something like the Emotiva A2 Mini. And so at that point, you're more than these. And I thought that I think the RB42 is going to actually be a bit boring sounding. So I never liked the RB42s. They're okay, but they're also a one-trick pony. So desktop, that's it. Now, granted, these are desktop. However, these could play in a den too. I mean, they play big. They play really big. I also didn't like the depth of the RB42s. Did you narrow down what was causing the sibilance on your new turntable? I think it was the recording. I played a bunch of records since then, and I didn't really hear it again. So it was either that specific track on that record. However, the whole Audio Slave record was a little bit sibilant, but it could also mean that, I mean, here's the thing about like trying to troubleshoot things with vinyl. So is it the table? Is it the cartridge? Is the cartridge misaligned? Is the VTA off? Is there something wrong with the is the parallel? All right. Is your belt slipping? Is your phono preamp causing it? Is your preamp causing it? Is your speakers causing it? Is it a bad recording? Like, there are so many variables when it comes to vinyl that it's like you can almost start pulling your hair out because you don't quite know exactly where the issue is. What about the Polk ES15 or ES20? I don't know. I don't know what the beginning of that question was. I like the ES15s. I haven't heard the ES20s. What does sibilance mean? Sibilance is this. So when you hear a record, a recording, you'll hear a very pronounced it's, and then a isses. It almost sounds like white noise. So everything's fine, and then you hear that. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. So yeah. You should do a video troubleshooting vinyl playback. Yeah. I don't think I'd be able to like solve my own problem, because there really is. There's a dozen variables or more. I really like my RB42s with the IEMA A07 with T7 preamp. The tubes sound really pleasant on the micas. That's awesome. Actually, that would be a amp I would definitely recommend with the RB42s. They weren't the speaker for me, but I know a lot of people love them. These versus the Vanatu. Okay, Manuel Campos. Great question. And luckily enough for me, they sound different enough that I don't have to say one is better than the other. Obviously, there's more options with the Vanatu. You have a DAC. I think that's it. I think you have a DAC and a remote control. It's a good remote control too. I think there's also maybe tone controls on the Vanatu. Vanatu has an aluminum dome tweeter. So I'll put it to you this way: at lower volumes, the Vanatus are going to sound more exciting. At lower volumes. At higher volumes, I think the U-turns are going to sound better than the Vanatus. And the reason being is the U-turn is more akin to the first generation ELAC debut reference. And frankly, these sound somewhat similar to the BS41s from ELAC right now, except these are better built and they don't have as much resonance as the BS41s. They don't have any resonance really. So Vanatu, I would say it would go to the Vanatu for lower volume listening. Obviously, if you need a DAC and a remote control. If budget wasn't a consideration, well, Vanatus are actually more expensive. So you could even get these and then get a DAC with a remote control in it and kind of solve your problems and come in around the same price. I think on pure sonics alone, if you like this sound, I think it goes to the U-turn. If you want the convenience, then probably the Vanatus. Lower volumes. Here, the problem with the Vanatus is they are going to get a bit fatiguing at louder volumes unless you really start to tweak the tone controls. Does that make sense? I hope it does make sense. They're very different. They're kind of a yin and a yang. I like these. I like these a lot. I wish they had either had more inputs and a remote control, or I wish they were less expensive. Thoughts on passive preamps? So I think the question on that one is thoughts on passive volume control. So passive volume control can have issues associated with it when it comes to distortion. That's why things like the draw it down here. That's why things like the Schit Saga exist. Come on, focus, camera. There we go. Oh, I just had it, and then okay. Saga exists. So the volume on this is relay volume, and that's the thing about volume control. When you're using passive volume control, yes, it absolutely works. But if you're in it for like the extreme fidelity, lowest distortion available, passive volume control is not the best way to do volume control. Do I care? Not really. But people, that's a feature. Like ladder volume or resistance ladder volume control is one of the features on a lot of Schit products. So does it make a difference? Yes. Whether or not it bothers you is fundamentally up to you. They seem rich for the feature set, so do they sound $450 good? Here's the problem. They do sound $450 good, but they don't sound $450 big. Does that make sense? Like if I'm spending $450, like the Emotiva B2 Plus are $450. Now, granted, that's just a speaker, so you have to get an amplifier. It's a tough call because for $450, you're getting a US, at least assembled product, US design product, a Class AB amp. I think that's kind of the thing. That's the thought process on this. Is if we're just comparing powered speaker to powered speaker, I think it's a tough thing to say that this justifies its price. If we're talking about powered speaker with a Class AB amp that sounds really good, that has a passive crossover, which means somebody put some thoughts into these drivers. Some of the powered speakers that have a bunch of DSP, they don't care. They just grab two different drivers and they're like, we'll fix it in DSP. We'll fix it with DSP. Somebody actually thought about when they manufactured these. They thought about it because it's a passive crossover. I think if you think about it in that regard, it can start to justify its price. If you're comparing them directly to another powered speaker, then I think that's when the kind of value proposition starts to break apart. So it's not really an apples to apples comparison when you're looking at powered speakers with Class D amplifiers that have DSP versus the Ethos by Uturn, if that makes any sense at all. RB42s replaced ELAC Unify as surrounds. ELAC were overkill. I would agree with that. Wesley Fletcher, my good friend. Hey, Randy, B1 Plus versus the Uturn. So definitely different sounding, Wes. And this is my personal opinion, okay? And this is my personal, what I like. I would do the B1 Plus. That's just me personally, though. But they're very different sounding speakers. The Uturn, fuller, comes to life at higher volumes. B1 Plus is spectacularly clear. So yeah. Billy's saying hello, Wes. Did I miss any super chats? Someone sent me a super sticker. Kenny Sharpenstein, $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. Sammy Debs, $1.99 super sticker. Thank you very much, Sammy. Wow, we're getting up to it. All right. I was going to review something else, but we're out of time. So let's spend this last 5 minutes just talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. So I don't know. Let's get some feedback. Did you like the kind of the interactive review or no? Or was it not fun? Put it in the comments. All right, we got someone talking about the Weem. Use a computer if your source is better than 32-bit 192, but otherwise stay with the Weem. 32 192. Hey, Randy, topping A90D versus topping pre-90 for desktop. No, I have absolute no experience with either of those. No, I do not. All right, so Chris Smith says review was good. Manuel Campos said easy to be on the chat. Are you wearing a watch, Billy? Yes, I am. This is actually it's going to be upside down. Islander. It's kind of based on the Seiko Monster. Love it. It's about $300. Very aggressive looking. Okay, here's a good question. Ethos versus Fluence A141, please. Robert, I haven't heard the A141, but I have heard the AI81s, which that review is coming up tomorrow. Ethos. Leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Ethos. Listen, I haven't heard the AI41s, but if their giant big brother is any indication, Uturn is going to be way, way better. I want to leave any ambiguity out of that. Review is fun. Choose your own adventure. All right. Twist of Flora, just being honest. All right. Twist of Flora has been all over my comments lately. Review is okay. I like the interactions happening in the comments. All right. Yeah. Twist of Flora is hard to please. Sorry, Twisty. I don't, for some reason, I remember like replying to multiple comments from you. I think it was this morning too. I always enjoy your live chat. Well, here's the thing. What I think we can do, maybe the next time, we can truncate the actual review portion, because this was just kind of, we're like let's try this, figure it out. Maybe next time we'll truncate it. All right. Christopher Goss, $5. Great review. Do you ever revisit the A11 tribute? Ever find it lean or cool sounding? Good punch. So yes, it can be a little bit lean, but it has two different levels of kind of like a loudness control. But I don't like, that's gone back. That went back a long time ago. Project, Rotel, Mac, they're all in the same group. They're very particular about how long they leave stuff with you. So as soon as the review's done, it goes back. Turned to page 120. Pay Randy $20. Oh, you don't have to do that, but thank you, Trevor. Trevor turned to page. That sounds more like a board game than the Choose Your Own Adventure. But thank you, man. That's very nice of you. Gio says, kiddos, have a good day. Hound Stuff says, nice work, Randy. Wheelbase Media review was fun. Looking at all these tiny amps are the days of big, heavy 50-pound amplifiers with massive power supplies fading into the past. No, not at all. I think actually the opposite. I think the move to smaller Class D, lighter Class D, especially from people like NAD, even Marantz, even though Marantz kind of backtracked on the Model 40 and went back to Class AB. I think that it opens up a huge opportunity for smaller companies to absolutely run with old-fashioned Class AB, big transformer type of amplifiers. I don't think we're going to see them from the bigger companies, established companies, but I think we're going to see them from newer, smaller companies. And I think they're going to be very good. Very good. That makes sense. Nice to see a random way to review. How often do you up your day? Thank you. How often do you update your recommendations below your videos? Not nearly enough. Oh my goodness. So I just kind of copy and paste that in there, but I need to go back and kind of revisit it. When's the next Between Two Speakers? I think that ship has sailed, although I'd love to do it. Twisty Flora, I mentioned the JBL. Oh, that's right. Was just sharing the deal to buy them for $600. I think that was the third or fourth time I've commented. Be well. Uh-oh. Did I make you mad, Twisty Flora? I'm sorry if I did. I'm so sorry if I did. I didn't mean to, but now I remember. Yeah. 600 is still a lot, though. But yeah, I remember. Twisty, I'm sorry. Teddy bear. Are you a teddy bear? Kenny is talking to Todd. Hi, Todd. I would suggest using a high efficiency speaker with the LA90, not a particularly powerful amp, but likely sounds quite good. Yeah, I mean, let's be realistic about power. Like, if we're talking about headroom, yeah, maybe not. But those LA90s, I cannot believe I'm defending the LA90 here. I can't believe it because I wanted to hate that amp. I couldn't wait to listen to that amp and say, it's not very good. It's not worth the price, and send it back, because there's some stuff in the background about that amp and how it got to me that I didn't particularly care for. So I couldn't wait for it to listen to it and to just say, nope, this is garbage. I hate it, and then send it back. Unfortunately, it wasn't garbage, and it sounded really good. And it drove pretty much everything. I don't see it having a problem driving anything probably 85 dB and higher. I think it's got enough current to do it. And then you can always bridge it. However, if you do bridge it, I think you're limited to 8 ohms, or going over a little bit. We need another Ron and Randy podcast. Yeah. I think Ron's working on a listening room. Okay. Another question about LA90. Thoughts with the Schkit, Freya, Bifrost, and Loki. I've been trying to find some magnet transpulse 1500s, but can't find a pair. Yes, you probably won't be able to find a pair, because I think, and I'm not going to speak out of turn, but I'll put it this way. I do not think magnet is going to be available in the United States. Could be proven wrong. But yeah, please recommend speakers that would pair well with the system. The good thing about the LA90 is it pretty much pairs well with any speaker I had on it. I think the Freya and the Loki Bifrost, yeah, I think it'd be fantastic. I think it might be a bit of an overkill, but since you have balanced connections on the LA90, the Freya might be not only a good, but a smart preamp for it. All right. Cantor also out of reach. Randy, box up that old Yamaha for me. That's my Yamaha, man. Love that thing. Gisele, J2, or Aries 2 without considering their prices. Ugh. That's tough because they both have magic on a little bit different end. If you're into a slightly more immersive soundstage and a little bit special top end, Aries 2. Everything else is a J2. But J2 is the obvious value play. I mean, there's not a lot of difference from a wow factor between the Aries 2 and the J2. They do sound different, though, and they sound different in different ways. All right, I've got to end this, gents. I appreciate y'all. We're about 4 minutes over. So, yeah, I don't know if you like this format. If you do, leave it in the comments. If anybody's watching this like later, leave it in the comments of whether or not you like this. We may do something similar, but squish the review to kind of the front end of it, and then the back end can be kind of what we always do. Anyway, love y'all. Have a great week. There's going to be a review out tomorrow. There better be, if somebody can actually approve the sponsored bit in tomorrow's video. Even if they don't, I'm probably still going to post it anyway. All right. Have a great week. Bye-bye. Bye, 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 bye.